Thank you for joining us today at Homestead for Life. Today we are going to talk about surviving Hurricane Ian. Not really surviving. Surviving in style. We have got it pretty easy because we are homesteaders.
That's not to say we didn't have any damage. So we had this tree fall down. It was actually our neighbor's tree, but the roots are all on our side, and the roots are over 5 feet tall. They're taller than me. So we got to figure out how to get those out. Then we have my trellis, which is just completely collapsed. I've still got some veggies growing and dangling in there. Trees down on the side of the road. And then you can see my yard, which is just covered in sticks and branches and twigs, and there was a lot of cleanup. We also lost a couple shingles, nothing too major. Luckily, our roof was fairly new, so that was under warranty, but still little bits of damage everywhere. But overall, we came out pretty lucky.
What are we having for breakfast? We're having biscuits and gravy and scrambled eggs. What are we having for lunch and dinner? We're going to have some shepherd's pie for lunch, some fresh homemade shepherd's pie. Life is not that hard. We have no electricity, and that's been going on. This is day 3. We've got some minor damage. I'll walk you through that, but we've had it pretty easy. I know the rest of the state and the islands were not so lucky, but we were blessed, so here we are in case you're interested to see what we're doing here. So I cheated a little bit on the biscuit. The biscuit's left over. We only have one biscuit. So biscuit and gravy. The country sausage gravy we bought in, I think it was like a number 10 can from Sam's, and we freeze dried it probably, let's see, almost a year ago. November 17th, 2021, we freeze dried a can of sausage gravy. So I've already poured some into a jar here. So we're gonna heat up some water, mix up our gravy, and then we're going to do the same for scrambled eggs. So for our scrambled eggs, we are going to mix raw egg powder that's been freeze dried with cold water, and then we are going to cook it. So I'm going to do about half a cup of powder, half a cup of water, and that's going to equate to about 4 eggs. Most of the jar. And then we're just going to mix that up. And cook that up on the stove after we heat up our water for our biscuit and gravy. That's pretty good. Alright, so heating up our water, we have this lovely little propane burner. We got it at a yard sale for a couple bucks. It was amazing. So we have been using this all weekend since the storm came. I don't know why I put the burner on, or the pot on there first. Definitely got our couple bucks worth on that, I can tell you that. It has been amazing. So we're going to heat up our water for our sausage gravy, and then we're going to cook up our eggs. While we're waiting for our water to boil, I'm going to reseal my jar here. I do have the lovely food saver attachment thing, but no power. So to do this manually, we're going to put our lid back on the jar. We're going to use our lid sealer. These come in regular mouth and wide mouth sizes. We got the first one off Amazon, but we lucked out and found one at a yard sale. And just a regular brake bleeder. And you just pump it until you get to about 15 pounds of pressure. Alright, and when you pull the hose out, you can hear that vacuum suck. Sometimes it leaves a little ring in there, the gasket, but that is sealed back up. So it is ready to store in a cool, dark place until we want those last bits of eggs out of there. So sealing our jars with no power, no problem. All right, so our water is simmering. We're gonna add it to our biscuit gravy, our sausage gravy here. Mix it up. A little bit more water. The whole water to whatever ratio is not a terribly exact science. Eggs we've done before a lot of times, so that one we have down, but we just kind of add water slowly until it looks right. Alright, so we're gonna let that sit for a minute and work on our eggs. So got some egg powder loose in the pan. Get that out of there. And here we go. So that's it. It's been maybe 5 minutes. This thing, it's probably running too hot, but heated up the water, cooked everything super fast. And that's it. We're ready for breakfast.
In between all of our fancy meals, we had a lot of cleanup. So lots of tree branches down, lots of limbs. We had a whole tree down in the yard. It was pretty dead to begin with. And it didn't damage anything coming down, but a lot of cleanup. There's me pretending I know how to drive a tractor. More tree limbs down. And then what we didn't bring to the curb for the county pickup, we're burning a lot of the smaller stuff. So many sticks.
All right, it's lunchtime, my breakfast time, but my husband doesn't like breakfast foods as much, so lunchtime for him. So our meal today, I'm gonna have some instant cheddar grits for breakfast slash lunch, and he is gonna have our freeze-dried pasta and meatballs that we made, it looks like about 3-4 months ago. We had leftovers we weren't going to be able to eat in time, so we just freeze-dried them in portions. So that's going to be lunch. So we're going to boil up some water and let everything kind of soak into that boiling water a little bit, and that's it. Easiest meals ever. All right, we are boiling. Whew, that handle is hot this time. Not so hot yesterday. So we're going to put plenty of water into the pasta and meatballs first, because those are going to have to soak in. Hopefully stay hot by the time it's done soaking in, since we can't microwave it once it's all absorbed. That a minute, and while that's absorbing, cook my cheddar grits.
So some of the things that we did that made life super easy, we already have a generator. We've had it for years, and we recently got a battery backup setup for when we're dry camping. So that was able to run the refrigerator and the deep freeze overnight, so we didn't have to listen to that generator. So that was fantastic. We were able to take warm showers in the camper, which was such a blessing after a long day's work picking up sticks all day. And then for water in the house, so we had filled one of these Coleman coolers up with ice water before the storm. So we had more than enough drinking water for the 4 days we were out of power. And then we also had 2 of these 5-gallon jugs that are on sort of a spigot, if you will. So we had plenty of water for cooking, for hand washing, for, well, for washing dishes was the idea, but I don't like doing dishes when I've got a running dishwasher. Like heck am I going to do them when I have no power? But I could have. As you can see in some of these pictures, I did not. It's been a long day with a lot of yard work. So we are going to settle down to a nice home-cooked meal. We are going to eat shepherd's pie. So this is another freeze-dried meal. We ate the first half of this bag yesterday and poured the rest in this little Food Saver vacuum sealed jar and use our hand pump to seal it up. So now we are going to open it up and eat the rest of it. So split it between these two bowls, heat up our water quick and easy, and dinner is served. Alrighty, our water is boiling, so now we are just going to turn off the burner, scoop some out in our bowls. Now we did find yesterday that the vegetables took a little bit longer to reabsorb the water than the rest. So even after it looks like it's fine, maybe give it a minute. And then last time we went camping and took this with us, we found out you have to be very sure that you have mixed it all up, because I thought I was biting into a chunk of cauliflower and turns out I was biting into a chunk of mashed potatoes that had not been watered yet. So tasted fine, a little dry, a little crunchy, but tasted fine. Give these a little more water. And that's it. So we'll let this sit for a couple minutes, let the vegetables reabsorb, and then dinner is served. Thank you for watching, and please like and subscribe to our channel if you liked our video. And if you have any other tips or tricks for power outages, please share it in the comments below. Thanks.